you find your way back home?
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Camyo here, and welcome back to another deck profile video of Force of Will deck profile video. Now in this deck profile video, this is going to be a Valentina build. I know a lot of you know that Valentina is my all-time favorite waifu, so I have all kinds of ideas for her and things like that. So you may see a lot of Valentina on my channel, but don't let that discourage you because there will be other deck profiles. Much like with this one is going to be called Valentina's Web. Valentina's Web. Now, I am going to edit this deck, and I'm going to try to get the Charlotte J ruler, and I'm going to call it Charlotte's Web. So be looking forward to that one when I get that one up. But for now, we're going to go through Valentina's Web. And to start things off, we have our J ruler, Valentina, the Princess of Love. Now, this side is basically pointless. I'll be honest. You guys can if you can see it, you can pause the video if you want and things like that. But this side is basically pointless. So we're not even going to talk about this side. We're just going to go ahead and J activate for 2 water and swap to this side, which you may notice a resemblance to the playmat here. This is Valentina, the ruler of paradise. Now this says, when this card enters your field, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into your Magic Stone area and prevent all damage that would be dealt to this card during your turn. And this card gains +1/+1 for each card in your hand. And her god art is Chain of Love with 2 water and 2 of any color. Gain control of target resonator. So she's a really good J ruler. I love this card so much, and it works really well with this deck. As I've said, so will the Charlotte J ruler from, I think, Curse of Frozen Caskets. So I'm going to try to expand or edit this deck a little bit to work with her as well, but both of those rulers are good for this deck. But for this one, we're going to focus on Valentina. Alright, and then this deck runs simply water. Simply water. Let's see here. Just all water. Water, 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 water. 10 water stones. You can throw some things in there if you'd like to, of course. This is not a set in stone deck, but for me, I like this deck pretty well. It's pretty fun, and I've actually been told that this deck might actually be better than my Arla's Tears deck. I don't know. My favorite deck that I built is Arla's Tears, so. But I've told that this one might be better. I kind of don't agree with that, but you know, playtest it. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But next up, we run 4 Queen's Envoy. This is a 1-drop, 2/3 with flying, and this card can block even while rested. So it's a really good 1-drop. I definitely recommend that one. Then we run 2 Squire of the Ocean Lady. So Squire of the Ocean Lady, she's a 2-drop, 4/4. She's got, when this card enters your field, draw a card, which is very, very essential. There's going to be a lot of draw power cards in this deck. And then we run 3 Shion, Liberator of Shangri-La. Shion, Liberator of Shangri-La. She's a 2-drop, 5/5. When this card enters your field, draw a card if your opponent has more cards in their hand than you. And you can pay a water and rest this card to discard a card and return another target resonator to its owner's hand. So basically, she can pop something on their field back to their hand, but we mainly run her for the draw power. And then we run 2 Rachel, Alhama'At's Advisor, just mainly because I really like this card. This card can really be anything. It could be more of the Queen Squire or whatever you want. But I just like this card because it's a 2-drop 6/6 with inheritance. Inheritance of 2 water stones and return target resonator to its owner's hand. I really like this card. I love her artwork and everything, so that's mainly why she's in here. You could basically put whatever you want in her place if you'd like. And then we run 2 Slayer of the Overlord Prisia. Now this is a green card, but we are not going to use this side at all. This is the side you have to have it in your sleeves if you're playing with sleeves. This is the side you have to have it in your sleeves, but if it's in your hand, you do not have to play it on this side. So when it's in our hand, we are mainly going to be looking at this side, even though it has to be in the sleeves like this. That's the rules, because this is the first side. This is the side that has the shift ability. So, but you are able to pay the cost up here, which is a 3-drop, 2 water, 1 of any color, and play it from your hand on this side. So, and this one's ability is, she's a 3-drop 5/5 by the way, but her ability is, when this card is put into your graveyard, or into a graveyard, from your field, gain control of target resonator. So she's gonna work well. She's gonna grab us some resonators that are like kind of making our field troublesome and stuff like that. Yeah, basically that's about it. She's gonna grab, we got 2 grabbers here, basically. And then we have 1 Valentina Puppet Monarch. She's a 4-drop, 8/8, but when she enters the field, you can gain control of target resonator. So she's also a sticky card. She's going to grab a resonator for you that may or may not be troublesome. And then we run 4 of the main attacker in this deck, which is Charlotte, Weilder of the Sacred Spirit. We run 4 of this card. It's a 4-drop, 3 waters and 1 of any color. She's a 0/0 as of the base number. But she also has barrier. Barrier equal to the total cost of cards in your hand. So say you have 4 cards in your hand. If they have a spell or an ability that costs 4 of any stone or whatever, then she's protected by that. So 4, 5, 6, 7, you're basically protected from everything. So, and then she also says, when this card enters the field, draw a card. So her numbers are going to get huge. She gets, let's see here. This card gains +2/+2 for each card in your hand. So she gets, say you have 6 cards in your hand, she's a 12/12 4-drop. And all you have to do when she enters the field, boom, there's a 7/7. She's a 14/14 4-drop. Super, super good card, especially with all the cards in our deck that let us draw. Oh my goodness, I love this card so much. I almost want to swear by it. But that is our main attacker, and that is how we're going to mainly be doing all of our damage. So you definitely want at least one of these in your hand at all times, so that you can play it when the time's right. And then we run 1 Captain Hook the Pirate. Just because the troublesome killing stones and things like that that are out there, you can run more if you'd like to, I suppose, but I run him at 1. He's kind of situational. He's a 5-drop, 1000, 1000. When this card enters the field, choose 1. You can either put up to 2 target special stones on top of their opponent's magic stone deck in any order, or return up to 2 target resonators to their owner's hand. So he helps with popping things like stones and resonators, and he's a 1000, 1000 kind of beater card, so he's pretty good. A lot of people run Captain Hooks in a lot of water decks. This is probably the first one that I've ran him in, because I don't really think he's super good, but he is, he is situational. So 1 for now. There may be more in the future. I don't know. But now we're going to move on to our spells, chants, and regalia. We have 4 Fairy Flower Extract. This card is really good. I would say that you could also play the bear card, the chant, the quick cast Charlotte card that turns your opponent into a 4/4 bear. But I really like this card. It has to be on your turn. It's not a quick cast, it's an addition. But added resonator becomes a 200/300. So that's really, really good in my opinion, because everything in here can basically either block or destroy the card that's attached with this. So in my opinion, this is a little bit better than the quick cast bear card, but again, that's kind of just my preference. You can definitely test out both. I definitely suggest testing out both just for your playstyle and whatnot, but for this deck, it is the Fairy Flower Extract. And then we run 3 Separation of Body and Soul. Now this card is for our Flower Extract. We make them a 2/3, and then we can play this for 1 drop, and destroy target Resonator with attack different than its printed attack or defense different than its printed defense. So say they have a 14/14 card on the field. We play the Fairy Flower Extract and make them a 2/3, and then play this card and destroy them. So super good, super good. I love that combo, but that's not the main combo you're gonna have. That combo is there for protection. Then we have Glimpse of Kaguya, which is a 2-drop, and it says cancel target activate ability and draw a card. So I like this card, super shiny, super pretty. It's definitely going to help you out sometimes. I run 1, mainly because I only have 1. I may try to get some more, but yeah, I like this card pretty well. You could definitely run more if you'd like to, but yeah, I run it as 1. And then we run 3 Foresee. It's a 2-drop card, 2 water, and it says draw 2 cards. So very simple, 2-drop, draw 2 cards. Very, very good card, especially in this deck, because you want your hand to be as big as possible. And then we run 3 Reunion of Sisters. I really like this card. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous, and it's a 3-drop, which is kind of pricey for this card, but I love it so much that I kind of don't mind. But it says choose 1. If you control a light resonator, which we don't, and a water resonator, you may choose both. So we're only going to get to choose 1 of these, but depending on what we need and what situation we're in, they're both definitely helpful. It says draw 2 cards or return target resonator to its owner's hand. So we can definitely, so you can either pop something off the field back to their hand or draw 2 cards. So I really love this card. I can't say how much I love this card, but I really, really love this card. I love the artwork. It's gorgeous. Props to the artist. And then we run 1 Charm of the Princess, because sometimes we might not have the cards to grab something that's troublesome on their side of the field, so we need a spell or chant to grab it for us. So say they have like a Priscia, like the 3-drop Priscia. You play, this is a 2-drop X, so it would be a 5-drop for Priscia. But then we can play this card, gain control of target resonator with total cost X or less. So we play this and gain control of whatever we paid for. So this is another situational card. It's not super important. This can definitely be swapped out for something else. But I like this card. This has came through for me a couple times, and I kind of don't want to take it out. I almost took it out, but like I said, it's come through for me a few times, so I'm pretty attached to it in this deck. And then we run 2 Shangri-La, the Paradise on the Ocean. This is a card that's basically just going to help us boost up cards. When this card enters the field, draw a card. So it's going to help out with our draw power, our hand advantage. And then it says, water resonators you control gain +1/+1. As long as you have 5 or more cards in your hand, water resonators gain +1/+1. So this is going to be, most of the time, this is going to be a +2/+2 on all your water resonators, and you're going to get it to draw a card when you play it. So, and it's a 2-drop, so. And then this card, oh my goodness, this next card is our last card of the deck, but it is super good. Gleipnir, the Red Binding of Fate. We run 4 because it's a 0-drop, and you can tap it to make your opponents have to block. They have to block. So when you have your Charlottes out here that are 12/12s or above, tap this, make them block with all their creatures, or excuse me, all their resonators, and then they can't help it. They have to block with it, so everything on their field is dying and they're just trembling in fear. But let me read this card's effect for you guys. Whenever your J ruler deals damage to your opponent or a J ruler, draw a card. So this is going to help you with draw power as well. And it says tap and make your if your J ruler is Valentina, the Princess of Love, or our J ruler, then you have to make the target resonator block. Even if it is already tapped, this card makes it stand up so it can block. And then it says discard another card named Gleipnir, blah blah blah, and draw a card. So you can discard one of these from your hand if this is on the field and draw another card. So definitely helpful. This card is super good in this deck. I love this card. But yeah, that's basically it. You'll have your J ruler out here that's given +1/+1. She gets +1/+1 for all the cards in your hand. You have your Gleipnir out here so that you can tap it and make them block. Make them block your heavy hitter, the Charlotte. The Charlotte that's going to be swinging in for super high numbers. And you're also going to have your cautionary cards. So you're going to have your Fairy Flower Extract to make them super weak. And in case they're even troublesome and you just don't trust them to just sit there as a 2/3, you're going to have that so you can just snipe it and get it off your field, get it off the field entirely. So that's basically it. That's the whole strategy pretty much, is to get cards in your hand and have these few main cards ready to go and do whatever you need to. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. If you're part of the Camyo Corps, definitely hit that like button down below. Show me some love. And if you're not a part of the Camyo Corps and would like to be, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you're automatically a part of the Camyo Corps. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Have a great day. Peace out.